Alright, so let's first marinate the meat. So what we have here is ginger garlic paste. So let's have 4 teaspoons or 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have 6 teaspoons of ginger garlic paste. Half tablespoon of Kashmiri mirch. Half tablespoon of degi mirch. 1 teaspoon of crushed coriander seeds. Then let's have 1 teaspoon of salt, and then add some finely chopped or minced coriander leaves. We can add a little bit more if you are high on coriander. And then almost half a cup of well beaten yogurt, thick. So we will give this a good mix after that. So that all the spices and the flavors can sink in. And it's done. So what we'll do is that we'll not cover it, we'll just leave it for another 15-20 minutes in the meantime while we start the cooking, and it will marinate for some time. We'll see you at the cooking. And then before we start the cooking process, what we will do is that we will make our spice mix for this dish, Mutton Beliram. So what we have here is half teaspoon of turmeric, then half tablespoon of degi mirch powder or red chili powder, and then we have a 1 heap of coriander powder, 1 tablespoon, and then what we have here is also 1 tablespoon of cumin powder. We'll put it here. If you want it a little bit more spicy, what you can do is you can add some chili flakes to it. So since I like it spicy, I'll just add half teaspoon of chili flakes as well for the flavor. And then now what we will do is we will start the cooking process. Alright, so let's start the cooking. We'll take a heavy bottom pan and then heat it up a little bit before we add some fat to it. What is going to be the fat for this dish? It's exciting and it's my personal favorite. So we'll let the pan heat up a little bit for like approximately 30 to 45 seconds before we add our secret fat in the vessel. Right, we'll check if it is hot enough. It's getting hot, yeah. Right, so our secret fat is desi ghee, clarified butter. So we will not be, we won't be hesitant in adding this because we want this dish to be rich, nice and flavorful. So we will almost add 5 to 6 tablespoons of desi ghee to the cooking pot, and wait for it. It's already getting smoky. So what we have here is a plate full of 5 onions which are finely chopped. We'll wait for 10 more seconds, 10 to 15 more seconds before we add the onions to it. And the onions. Mix well. So as you can hear and see, our onions have come to a sizzle. So this is the time when we will add a teaspoon of salt to it so that we can sweat the onions and mix well. We have to fry the onions till they start to turn golden. Please remember, we don't have to turn them golden brown while frying it. We just need to stop when onions start to turn translucent and golden. So we continue frying them for a while. Now we can see that oil is separating from the onions, which means they are ready, and this is the time when we have to add our mutton. They have also turned translucent, and they are also starting to turn golden brown. So this is the time, without any delay, we will go ahead and start adding our marinated mutton to this. So let's do that. So I'm sorry, I forgot to share that the quantity I'm using for mutton is around 750 grams of mutton on the bone. Any portion that you prefer or you like to eat, you can use it for this dish. So once we are done putting the mutton in our cooking pot, we're going to give it a great mix, a good mix with the onions, so that onions, yogurt, all the spices, meat, start to combine with each other and they start to create a melody. Yeah. So, and we'll fry it for like another 10 to 15 minutes till the mutton releases its juices and water, and then we will move on to the next step. Now, as we can see, the color of mutton has changed, our masalas are cooking, the marinade is cooking, and the meat has already left its moisture. So this is the time when we are going to add our rest of the masalas to it. So I'll bring back the same old bowl wherein we put in all the masalas before we assembled them. So we will sprinkle it all over very well, and then we'll give it a very good stir once again. This time we have to be very careful because we don't have to burn the masalas, meat, or the onions or the paste that we have in the pan, in the pot. And then we will be adding some liquid, some water to it. If you want to use chicken stock, lamb stock, beef stock, you can do that. But if you ask me, I would prefer to keep it clear and original, so I would add water to it. I don't want to enhance the originality of the dish. I just want to keep it like the way it is. Actually, I said that I don't want to enhance the originality of the dish. Actually, I want to enhance the originality of the dish. So I don't want to, add any external flavors like lamb stock, chicken stock, or any other type of stock that we have. So I'll just add water to it. It smells already very aromatic because of the coriander and all the spices that have gone in. We'll just kind of let it fry for 1 more minute, and in another 1 minute we will be adding some water to it. Alright, so time has come to add water to our dish. So we will add almost half a liter to 650 ml water, depending on the quantity of the mutton, and we'll give it a good stir here. Nice. If you look at it, the color of the sauce actually tells the story. And now what we'll do is that we'll let it simmer for almost an hour, so that the meat becomes tender, the flavors are able to set in, and then the dish is ready to be enjoyed and relished. Alright, so let's see how does it look after an hour of simmering. So we'll take off, and wow. So mutton it's cooked well. Looks pretty cooked, and it's well cooked. So, but still we see that the gravy is a little watery, and here is I'm going to use my trick to make the gravy a little bit thick and shiny. For that, I will pull out a magic mix, and that magic mix is a powder made with fried onions. So we will put 2 tablespoons of this into our mutton. There we go. After we put that, we'll give it a nice stir, and then we'll put the lid back on, let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then we'll meet you at the plating. Alright, so let's go ahead and plate our mutton Beliram. Let's get some nice chunky pieces here. Shoulder here. Okay. All right, all messed up. But what we'll do is that we would be putting the meat pieces first, and then we will put the gravy on top. And you can have a look at the consistency of the gravy, how beautiful it looks. It's simply beautiful. A little bit more on this side. Cute little bite. And our garnish of finely chopped coriander. And some old coriander leaves to top up this beautiful dish. This mutton Beliram, this is an very old dish from a royal kitchen of Punjab, and this was cooked very frequently in a royal kitchen of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now, if we say it's authentic, I really don't know. I read about this dish and then created some of my improvements to this dish, and I just did it my way. But majority of the ingredients and the process of cooking stays how it was. I hope you enjoyed the cooking process and the procedures. Now let me taste and share how it turned out. Thank you very much. Alright, before I let you guys go, I want to give you a close look to this mutton Beliram. Beautiful, vibrant, and a rich mutton curry cooked in clarified butter and fresh spices and herbs.